Hey everybody, welcome back. Okay, while we're learning about functions, I think this is a perfect time to learn about something called the return statement. First, I also wanted to go in and correct an error here. I did not update this. You don't have to if you don't want to, but to try to keep the code correct, I want to do that so that nothing's confusing. So we're going to change that to add numbers right there. Okay, now back to the return statement. The return statement does just what it says. It returns information. So for instance, where I have this console.log here, if I get rid of that line and I simply type return answer, well, now this statement, what it does is it says, okay, well, we have this variable here, answer, and it's adding whatever these two parameters together are. So every time you call this function, I'm going to return whatever that answer is. So if I do that and I run add numbers, nothing's going to happen. Well, the reason for that is because even though we told it to return answer, we did not tell it what to do or where to put it. So at this point, what we're going to do is we're going to assign this function to a variable. So if we want to put var do math, we can put equals and then it's going to equal the function. So we're assigning this function to this variable. Now you'll still see that nothing has happened because we haven't told it what to do with the variable yet either. So now if I simply do console.log do math, and now I refresh it, it's going to show up here in the console. So I can also do this with a string. So if we start over, let's get rid of this code, and we'll create a function to show first name. If I do function first name, and then we'll do fname in here, and then I go return fname semicolon. Then what I can do is I can do var get name equals first name, and I'll just put Rob. Oh, it didn't do anything. Why didn't it do anything? Well, I didn't log it to the console. Console.log get name. And there it is. Now, another thing you'll have noticed is because this parameter is going to be a string when I use it. It's not going to be an integer. I'm not inputting numbers. I'm actually inputting text. I have to put whatever I want this parameter to be inside quotes. So that way, when it returns to string, it won't give an error. If I take these quotes away and I refresh the page, you'll notice it gives me an error down here in the console. And it says a reference error, Rob is not defined at, and then it says index.html:15. So that means at line 15, which Adam is nice enough to number here for you. It's saying that this here, Rob, is not defined because what it's looking for is like another function or something because we didn't put anything in quotes to let it know that it's a string. So now, and you can use again single or double quotes here. But now that I put it back in quotes, there it is. Okay, so that's the return statement. Again, this is very handy for returning information such as an answer, or if I want to return a name, instead of having to do console.log in here, because I might not want to do console.log every time. I might want to do document.write here. So if I do that instead, I put it up here. So that's where this comes in handy because instead of just telling it, okay, console.log, well, oh man, now what? I don't want it to log to the console. I want to write it out and, on the page. So what we do is instead of all that, we just say, okay, well, that's easy. Just return it, whatever it is. In this case, we're returning the first name parameter. And then we can just tell it what we want to do with it. We can assign it to a variable. And then do we want to write it to the screen? Do we want to put it in the console? If it's logged in the console, people aren't going to see it unless they look in the console. So, okay, well, we might want to write it to the actual page now. So now we can do it this way. So there's multiple different things we can do with it if we do it like this, and it doesn't just limit us to one thing or the other. Okay? Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.